Okay.
Okay, good evening and welcome to this week's Money Mob Show. And on this week's Money Mob Show, you've got me, Sister Barbara, and our strong black man, Brother Paul Muhammad, founder of the Money Mob and also Urban LifeStylist. And today we will be interviewing Brother Paul about his new project, the Urban Lifestyle. So, how are you today, Brother Paul?
I'm fine. I am happy and grateful.
Good.
And yes, I'm warm, and long may that warm feeling outside continue. So I'm fine. I'm fine. Yes, and I hope you're well as well.
I'm well. It's so beautiful, the weather, isn't it?
Oh,
It's so lovely.
absolutely.
Yeah, I took a little break and sat in the park and, lapped it up. The weekend was such a lovely time with the grandchildren as well,
Absolutely.
and it's so lovely to see the families out with their children. So, yeah. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome to all our listeners and our normal podcast listeners. We thank you for being with us. And we hope you know that, the Money Mob is about economical freedom, empowering our community, developing our economics. As other communities, we wish to have success economically, success as a people, so that we can leave a legacy for our children and our great-grandchildren and so on. We want to actually establish something so that we have something to give.
Exactly.
And Brother Paul is at the forefront of this movement. And, we've been money mobbing for almost 4 years now. And if you don't know Brother Paul, he's a busy person. And he's now venturing into this new project, which has really been, something that's not new, really, is it, Brother Paul? It's not new at all.
No. And this project is new, but me doing it, I know we've been doing it for a long time.
Good. So his project is called the Urban LifeStylist. And yes, please do share with us a little intro into the main theme behind the Urban LifeStylist.
Okay. Well, okay. Basically, what it is that I've been in. It all started as me entering into the fashion industry, because my day job is fashion, and I have been working in that particular realm for about 30 years, and in that, what I found is that when I was working with clients per se, and I've been working with people in show business, sports, as well as organization. One of the things I found dealing with clients was that clients used to come to me and ask me, "Look, Paul, I want an image change. I want to take on, a new kind of persona. I'm going through another change in my life's journey, and I want to get myself, I want to be able to be part of, a change." But when we actually sat down and we, went through, the changes and that was going to happen, what tended to happen is that a lot of the clients that I worked with, they froze, and they felt that maybe, they wasn't good enough for that kind of change in their styling and how they want to be, wanting to go. We're talking about people who also, I'm working with, who may be in very high demanding professions, leaders in their fields, ministers per se, and it was that had me thinking about okay, maybe there's definitely blockages there that we need to kind of tackle. I then went on a life coaching course that it was a 2-day course that I went on. I went into training, and it's funny because I spoke to one of the lecturers, and I told her that I'm into fashion per se, and we're looking at lifestyle, and she's thinking, oh my God, that sounds fantastic. So that was kind of really the door that kind of led on to that. From there, I moved away from fashion per se. I worked for a large retailer for about 15 years, still in that kind of industry, still in fashion, but not now designing clothes and not necessarily styling. And then after when my contract with that company finished, I said, well, look, I need to get right back into styling in a much more kind of concentrated way. And that's the whole reasoning behind the life and the urban lifestylist, or the lifestylist part of my work, because it's not just about styling people. It's not just about getting them to look nice in clothes per se, but it's just an all-round thing that tends to kind of stems from a much more earlier part in their life's journey, and if we can then break up the blockages from there, then people and then our clients have a greater sense of self, self-worth, and then able to kind of really power through to their self-realization. We live in a world now that it's gone, quote unquote, it's gone to the moon. They're making discoveries in space. They're making discoveries under the sea. But the one thing that we still haven't really properly discovered is the self, and that is,
I like that.
and that's the work that I do, is really trying to tackle the, what I call the undiscovered territory, which is you, which is me, which is us. And I think that's the territory that gives me great joy, because you can physically see people, getting a proper knowledge of their true self, and the growth that comes with people getting to handle of their real true self, not something that they've been told about themselves, or some facsimile of themselves, or something like that, but really getting an understanding, a true picture of who their real true self is, and their true self that can be. So that's ideally what I'm about as the urban lifestylist, is just to take people through their journey, hold their hands as much as I can, but then be able to let them fly away and soar, to see new possibilities in their life and their life's journey.
Wow, that's awesome, brother, really awesome. And I can bear witness to that, because there was a point in our history where you took us as women from wearing ordinary fashion to wearing stylish. You designed our outfit, you designed our skirts, our way the jackets fitted on us, and you turned us into princesses and goddesses, you know, that had more, that gave us self-esteem and confidence, you know, and I can relate to what you did. And so I can understand why you've taken what you're doing now, what you did then to now. So it's really, really important. How do you feel though? Do you think people connect the way they look, the image they carry with what is going on inside?
Well, one of the things I realize, especially doing the work that I do, is this. Right, when you're looking at the actual outer case, basically it is something that communicates with the inner case. You, and the reason that I say that is that when you go outside and you're walking to work and what have you, what you're doing is communicating a particular language for those who actually see you. So if you feeling, you know, if you're feeling up, if you're feeling impressed, if you're feeling pumped, people will see it because you have communicated to them. If you feel shy, if you feel self-conscious, you also see that in the language that you're speaking in regards to you know, how and what you were wearing. You always have that, you know, you always have that time where you get up in the morning, the sun's shining, you're feeling happy, you know, you grab a lovely summer dress, or you know, you grab like a nice pair of chinos, some slacks, nice shirt or t-shirt, and you say, all right, ready, I'm ready for the world. And you walk with purpose, and that's the reason why you will have people that will when you put on a suit, right, even your posture changes when you put on a suit, or when you put on a beautiful evening dress. You do not sit the same way, because what you're doing is you're communicating with yourself, but not only yourself, you're communicating with others around you. And because I also working in the time, because we're now in the time of the greater self. We're in the time of social media. We're in the time of Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. We're in that time where, you know, more than any other time in our history, you are now broadcasting to the world. So by broadcasting to the world, someone that could be in China, or they could be in the island of the Pacific, they could be in Australia, or they could be, you know, in Zaire and the Congo. They now, the first time they actually meet you, it will be, you know, and they will have that enduring image of you. And the reality is that, and I know, you know, people don't like it, may feel it's wrong, but the reality is this: people actually make up their minds about you 3 seconds after seeing you. They don't look at your, they're not trying to feel your personality. They're not going to say, oh, well, she's a lovely person or he's wonderful. They've already made up their minds about you 3 seconds after they actually set eyes on you. And that is the reality. So it is so whether we see or care about that, it is something that is factual. So the aim has to be how do we then communicate in ourselves the best of ourselves, that we can then communicate that to those who are that we're now interacting with, and those who you know, and those who we see, but more important, how we now have as a sense of self for our own being, you see, because that's it. You know that when you are when you're not feeling well, if you're feeling depressed even, one of the first things that tends to go is your sense of self, your sense of hygiene, the way that you move around. That is, that is a fact of life. And when you are elated, the first thing that happens to you is that you feel alive, you feel fresh, and you express that in the way that you move, because you are, again, you're in constant communication with your physical, spiritual, and mental self and self-being. So that's the reason why it's really important for all those things to be lined up. And as I said, your first communication is your communication, and second is how you communicate to the outside world.
Wow, wow, wow. That's so deep, brother. It's moved from just thinking about the clothes you get up and you put on to actually, before you do that, what is your state of mind? It sounds like the urban lifestylist is going into the state of mind, creating that state of mind before you actually put your clothes on, before you even think of buying an outfit. That sounds really, really deep. So, a lot of us don't think like that, though. We don't think spiritually, mentally first. We just see something and we want to buy it. So how is the urban lifestyle going to connect the two, from just, oh, I see this dress or I see this outfit and I want it and I like it, but it may not represent or connect with your spiritual or how you're thinking, because you're talking about self-esteem, you're talking about confidence. How is the urban lifestyle going to match those two with some of the clients that you're, or how have you matched the two with clients that you've had in the past?
Okay. Well, I have a program, usually a 2-year program, that I match with clients themselves. And before we go anywhere, do any buying or anything like that, first things first, we got to deal with the blockages. So I usually have a consultation, and the consultation is usually about half an hour, because in that time, both myself as the person who's helping and aiding, as well as the person who may be a potential client, we get to know each other. And if I feel comfortable and if they feel comfortable, then we're able to then kind of move forward. Why I do that is because when we're now going on and embarking on this journey, some of the things that we're going to be talking about will be quite evasive. And if you don't get a sense of confidence with someone that you are, that you're working with, and you don't get that feeling, then it will be no use, because you're not going to be able to give confidently or authentically to the actual program itself. So we usually start off like that, and then from there, it is a session, pretty long one, that then we now deal with the journey, usually a life journey. And from there, after we've established exactly where there may be potential blockages, then we set up a program, what we call a life program, that will then get people ready. Because what we tend to sometimes neglect as people generally is that we feel that one aspect of our life is not connected to another aspect of our life, but not understanding that in truth, as a whole, everything is interconnected in one way or another. And that's what the aim of what we try to kind of get our people and our clients to kind of appreciate, everything is interconnected. And if you may have, you know, a particular aspect of your life really, really on point, but if there's another aspect of your life that's not you know, it's not well, there's, you know, there's this ease in it, it does affect, you know, even the good parts. So it's important to get a rounded idea and picture as we're now going on the journey. And remembering, you know, my job is to listen. My job is to be a friend. My job is to be an advisor. I am there to be your cheerleader. So, you know, those things are important, because one of the things we especially in our busy lives, that we don't necessarily get is to actually have someone that is going to spend a little time just listening to what you are saying. And that is really, really important. You know what I mean? A lot of the time when we're in our conversations, even with, you know, family members, people that we love, our children per se, yes, you know, usually, yes, one is speaking, but a lot of the time, both persons are speaking and no one's actually listening. So my job is to make sure that I spend time listening very carefully, and then being able to see how we can then go forward from there. And then as now the picture starts to kind of clear, and we've established, okay, well, look, this is where we want to go. This is where you want to go. And it's from there now, we can then now match everything to your own kind of, you know, personal branding, whether it is, you know, okay, the look that you now want to get ready for, or, you know, there's a particular profession, you know, you want to start to enter into, that we're now guiding people, guide you towards that, a business that you're, you know, looking to kind of set up, and or, you know, you're looking to you know, go to university, or you're looking to do something that, you know, all those things are things that we are there to kind of you know, at least kind of help to steer you in that time. And you said usually the lead time is about 2 years. And by that time, we've already kind of got a good picture. You've got a good picture of where you now are at, where you're now going, and then from there, you know, we then we can then say, well, I think that's not it, and I can you know, necessarily move on, but I can, you know, be the friendly face that you maybe speak to from time to time, as opposed to maybe weekly or anything like that. So so that's basically how we do it. Yes, we do. I mean, if people do want to, there is the styling element. So we go shopping, and you know, we do like a nice little window shop, just to get a feel, and then when the time comes, we go buying. And we now start to fix everything. We also do, you know, like wardrobe reconstruction. So I sometimes will go into, you know, into the client's home with a black bag, and we will then, you know, see what we feel actually fits the direction that they may be going, and what we feel may not fit the direction that they're going. Because invariably what happens is that, you know, clothes are like friends, and sometimes with friends, you've had really good memories with this particular friend.
Absolutely.
Lovely time. You have really good memories, and that's the reason why, even though you may have that particular item of clothing, and you know you can't wear it anymore, you know, you're too big or you're too small for it, or it's worn out, but you had good memories.
I know that.
You know, you had such good memories with that friend, that piece of clothing, that you don't want to let it go. But one of the things that when you're growing, sometimes, you know, there are people that, you know, are very, you know, they're beautiful, but you grow out of those friends, and like they are friends that, you know, you get to a certain stage in your life, and they're not good for you at this particular stage. And because of that, we have to then decide, sadly, to let them go. And maybe you might not be strong enough to let go of that particular friend, but that's why I come in, so that I can kind of, give it a proper send-off, respectful send-off, but a send-off all the same. So, as well as regards to that, we do that. We also, can, talk about a fitness regime, a diet regime, if someone wants to kind of go down that particular kind of direction, new hobbies, and and as well as other life and readjustment and things. So that those are the things that we can also think about discussing, relationships, and where and how we want to go in regards to that. So as I said, we try to have a holistic approach in regards to what we are doing, but the main thing is, as I emphasized at the beginning, it's very, very much about making the client aware. All right, this is exactly where we have decided, well, this is where you want to go. This is the direction that you are heading. And because you're going into that direction, that's all I'm going to be, that's all I want to do, is just to help you as much as possible to kind of enter into and go in that direction that you said that you want to go in. So that's what my job and aim, in regards to that. And yeah.
What I really like about I love the whole thing, the whole thing, the journey itself. I love that whole journey, and I love what you said about the true self, bringing out your true self, because often, we don't take time to think about our true self and know what is our true self. We think we are our true self, but it sounds like the urban lifestylist is about improving, is about changing, is about elevating, it's about lifting up what you may have hidden right down inside you, and sometimes you need that person to help you bring it out. So what kind of clientele are you looking for then for the urban lifestylist?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, the clientele that we usually attract are professionals, people that are professionals in their own right. They may be moving in a particular kind of direction. They've got a new job that they that they are trying to get themselves ready and position themselves, and they just need a little bit of a hand to get them ready to take on that new role. Someone may, people, men and women come to me that they've just come out of a marriage, and they've kind of in it, they've lost themselves, and it's just trying to get back to themselves again. There may be students that are that may need someone just to help them to get them ready for university, or there may be someone that that they had issues in regards to their learning. So it's just get them on track and get them motivated, and know that there's someone who is pumping them up and getting them ready and letting them know that they can do it, and until they do it. So a lot of my clients tends to be, as I said, professional people, leaders per se, that are looking at taking on the next level, realizing their mission. Because I'm very, very big on people realizing their mission, and what you can and what you should do once you actually realize your personal mission. You see, one of the things I realize, and it's just something that you alluded to just earlier, is this: 60% of the 60% of you or me that's basically, that's how we are. But the 40%, that is, a lot of that is tied up with our experiences when we were young, or good or bad. Maybe our environment, whether it's, you know, mom, dad, sisters, siblings, friends, and per se. It may be tied up, you know, experiences in school or colleges. It may be experiences that you see, you know, that you've watched on TV or film or have you, that you know, that particular film or that particular program programmed you in a particular type of way. And and as I said, you know, you and I sometimes will always say, well, you know, that's just me, I can't help it. But it is about understanding, oh, is it really you? Or is it something or someone or somewhere that's been superimposed on you because of elements of your life journey? And that's one of the things that obviously we want to tackle head on, so then you know, the true you can come out, and your purpose and mission can be realized. One of the things, someone that I really admire, he said, and it was this, he said that, you know, the two most important things one of the two most important things in your life is, one, the day that you were born, and two, the day you realize why you were put on this earth. When you actually understand why you were born, know what your mission is, then you are now away. Things now becomes much more easier, because now you're mission led. It's not now personal. It's not something in regards to, now you understand, it's now beyond you. And that's sometimes something, especially you know, those, you know, who are in leadership and per se, is to let you know, them to realize. And in truth, we talk about leadership, but we are all leaders, and the first leader is about trying to make sure that we actually lead ourselves properly.
That's right. That's right.
So,
that's right.
So that's my stance. Again, as I said, it's about really you know, creating pathways to, you know, that will stop the blockages and lead us to really what our life is and really, really should be, and the best of ourselves, you know what I mean? Best of ourselves is in there, you know what I mean? And
absolutely.
You know, that that we should deny.
Absolutely. And with all the current energy that's in our community at the moment, there's an energy, there's a transformation taking place, there's
Indeed.
a reclaiming taking place. That urban lifestyle goes hand in hand with that, doesn't it, really? On the face of our community changing and trying to grasp hold of their cultural identity, having pride in themselves, and also, you know, not having to wait for people to say that you're a leader, and trying to bring that leadership out of you, not having people to give their stamp of approval, but bringing that out of you. So, you know, it goes hand in hand with
absolutely
personal change and community change as well.
Absolutely. As I said, you know.
So you should be having enough people out there wanting to wanting to grasp hold of who they are now, really, isn't it?
Well, I mean, this is it. I mean, one of the things, again, as I said, is the challenge is to understand that, you know, that you actually do need a coach. And I always say this, you know, when you talk to some of the, you know, the best sportsmen in the world, best sportswomen in the world, when you speak to some of the best business people that's around, all of them have a coach. And that's the reason why they're able to be the best in the field that they're in. You know, I am a life coach. I am a lifestylist. I also have a coach that I go to because I want to be the best, my best self. And I don't have one coach. I have several coaches that will help me in a particular field or area of expertise that I need. You know, I have a coach that will deal with my life. I have a coach that deals with my business. I have a coach that deals with my health and life and my health and well-being. You know what I mean? So these are things that if you appreciate who
Definitely.
you really are and appreciate, you know, your mission, that you won't leave it till it's too late. That you will actually now, you know, take it on with both hands and really, you know, be that which you need to be. And as I say it to, I say to you, and I say to our viewers, you know, if you want to be successful, and I'm just going to be very, very plain. If you really, you know, you see other people and you say, oh, they're successful here, they're successful there. Believe you me, I would say at least 80% of those people have a coach. So, you know, don't wait until it's kind of too late to actually kind of to tackle, you know, aspects of you, and then say to yourself, oh my goodness, if only. No, don't wait till it's on only, because as you were saying, you know, Barbara, you know, the world is changing, and if you actually understand that, you know, just as there is gold and there's diamonds, you know, that are, you know, in the ground, there are gold and there's diamonds that are in you, that will be able to produce a greater sense of wealth than those that are in the ground. So, you know, as I said, my job is to help you to mine it out, and you know,
I like that,
and really be, you know, the great sense, and give you a great sense of self. And as I said, yes, you know, if you want styling, I can do that, and no problem. That's my job, and that's my field. You know, I've had clothes that have featured at the Victoria and Albert Museum at the V&A, and as well as you know, on walkways, catwalks, the West End. I've designed clothes that have, you know, been on Oxford Street, Regent Street, per se, selling. So yes, you know, I can fix you up if that's where you want to go. But in regards to the whole, you know, 360 degree, I say to people, as I said, you know, if you want to be successful, you know, my words, you know, go and get someone. It doesn't have to be me, but get someone who's going to coach you, help you, guide you, because most coaches, they're your friend. They're there to help you and guide you.
That's right.
Be successful. That's what that's their thing. You know what I mean? They, you know, they are a good friend, and their job, you know, is to make sure that you you know, go and become the person that you know, you need to be. Yeah.
Good. Lovely.
Yeah. So yes.
So how can people get in touch with you? How can, you know, what's your plan of taking this project on? Is there going to be workshops, you know, Zooms? How are you going to move forward?
Okay. So, well, first things first, we have now a weekly podcast called the Urban LifeStylist podcast, and that is on YouTube. So we usually will have that come out every Monday. And if you want, you go onto our YouTube, and it's under the Urban LifeStylist 007, or the Urban LifeStylist. If you are, you know, looking to, you know, for consultation, you can you can email me at Urban LifeStylist 007 at gmail.com, or you can DM me on the Urban LifeStylist. This is on Instagram, That's Urban Lifestylist 007, and that's Instagram or Facebook. In regards to the future, yeah, I think we are, that's really where we're kind of going, the podcasting, consultation, and yes, I may well be going back into maybe designing, just a little bit of designing, small little capsule collections. But at the moment, I'm also working with small fashion designers myself, and working in helping them, coaching them, as well as I said, the general public. I hope we may be going back into schools, maybe in the way future. But at the moment, it's really going to concentrate on the Urban Lifestyle podcast, which is a magazine podcast. So it's going to be, having guests that will be dealing with a myriad of issues, life issues, as well as local news, national news. We'll be tackling, obviously, art, design, music, fashion, and as well as, topics of the day. So, yes, if you want to...
so that's every Monday. Every Monday at what time?
Every Monday, we're looking to probably have it to come out every Monday at 6 o'clock.
Okay, lovely.
I was going to get it earlier, but I think 6 o'clock is kind of quite of a good time. So look out for that. That is out Monday, around 6 o'clock. And it's on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube, and that will be coming out weekly. And they said, hopefully, that will develop into an actual, TV experience where we'll really then have shows that will then focus on, particular individuals, and their journey, because that's also what it is. It's not just about people who now just dealing with businesses. We want to, we will be featuring in the magazine program people and their journeys, their life journeys, to get a real perspective and get a feel for them. And you also will get a chance to you'll get a chance to hear some of my own life journeys and life experiences as well, because they have been long and have been varied, and I've had my ups and downs. So to keep that quite authentic, I will also be sharing experiences, my own life experiences, on the program.
And just on that point, Brother Paul, what has made you kind of why do you feel this is important, what you're doing at the moment with this project?
I think that the last 6 months has proved to me, especially with really monumental shifts in lifestyle, that this program is something that is a needed antidote to people that may be going through experiences, troubling experiences, as well as those who are going through experiences that may be uplifting them, and kind of getting us ready and getting us prepared really to take on the challenges, and they are real challenges that are coming and to come in the near future, as well as the future general. So the job is, and the task and the mission is, in regards to putting on this particular show, is to let people appreciate that yes, you're going through your journey, and we all are, because sometimes, especially when we're living again the social media world, you think that everything that we see on social media, when you see people looking really, really nice and everything seems to be going well, and that not necessarily is the case. So it is, again, I will have a chance to bring on friends of mine that are also in the media, as well as others who are in the business space per se, to give a real authentic part and journey in regards to their own life and life journey. So
I did like this week you had one a sister on. I caught this week's one, and that was really, really interesting. You had a sister who works with people that have HIV/AIDS.
That's correct. That's right. Siri's sister, Maureen Mbewe, she's from Zambia, and yes, she was someone who was married, contracted HIV from her husband, and the whole of her life journey, and is again being able to navigate that and the whole of that, and be able to come out the outside and be victorious, and still moving and letting people understand that even though that she's had ups and her downs, that what she has gone through is not a life sentence or death sentence. She's able to kind of produce and really kind of move on. So yes, we are going to be looking at interviews like that, and more. As I said, yes, please, make sure you check us out, the Urban Lifestylist, and when you go on, make sure you like, you comment, you share, and most importantly, you make sure that you subscribe. And if you know someone that could actually do with maybe being shown one of our podcasts, please make sure that you send it over to them.
Well, thank you so much, Brother Paul. It was so lovely, as our Money Mob founder, to hear the other side of your beautiful life and what your interests and we've all got other aspects of ourselves, but it's about sharing those other aspects, because we are about empowering each other and building
exactly.
Not about hiding these things, it's about empowering each other with it.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And sharing that, and I'm sure our listening audience got a lot from that and will be able to contribute and subscribe and like the Urban Lifestylist. And if you need support, if you need help, if you want to share your experiences, please do get in touch with Urban Lifestylist or us at the moment. So it's been a lovely having you. It's been lovely doing this interview with you, brother.
Thank you so much, sister, so much.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you again, and please do continue supporting the Money Mob. We are Money Mob 101. Right. Please like and subscribe the Money Mob, and keep being in contact with us, because we want to support you as much as you support us, or more. We want to support you more. So yes, thank you again, and hopefully we will see you again on the Money Mob podcast. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.